Up, my friends? Ladies and gentlemen, we are hustling. It's midnight. We are going to be uh, having a look at what is happening across the AI landscape, AI metrics. We are going live everywhere on two of my TikTok accounts, then my YouTube account, Intelligence Frontier, then my X account. We are live on Kick, Twitch, everywhere. So the purpose is to learn about AI and basically keep an eye on the news. This is like the fifth episode. We are gonna fast track our the pace at which we are moving, and we are gonna cover a lot more. And I also have this one X page for the Intelligence Frontier channel, so I'm gonna be posting on it over here as well. I have trained Grok to give me the standard format at which I'm gonna be posting. So it's like 5 out of 5 pieces. So it would definitely be like a thread. So gonna be using that format, and then I'll be posting on my Intelligence Frontier X account as well. And over here in this center tab that you are seeing over here, we are gonna be scouring through the internet all the latest news related to AI. So I think we should dive straight into it. And if someone is watching on TikTok, I've applied for the TikTok live streaming directly from my desktop. We're gonna have that in future, but for now, you'd be only seeing me talking to the camera. But on the other hand, on the other side, we have a screen and we have stuff going on over there. So we are gonna be diving straight into it. I'm doing all these live streams because I think it is a good chance to just talk to all of you guys, and whatever I'm learning, I sort of do it in public. So that's the goal with this live stream. So let's dive straight into it. So I'm also gonna be having my coffee. It's like 2 a.m. So this is past midnight coffee. Gonna be having this, and let's just keep moving. So XAI, they have introduced voice cloning, but it is available and live through the XAI API. So it makes me think like it's not available in the Grok app right now, but it's available through the XAI API, and we can create a custom voice in less than 2 minutes or select from your our library of 80 plus voices across 28 languages to personalize your voice agents, audiobooks, video game characters, and more. They have this promo video. I'm gonna play this one.
Nice to meet you, Jane. How can I help? Okay, let me make sure that I got that right. Is that jane.doe@gmail.com? Is that spelled jane.doe@gmail.com? Let me go ahead and send an authentication code to that email. One sec.
So it seems like the voices are like quite similar, although one of those was the uh, the cloned one, and one of that was the original one. So over here we can clearly see that it's like the same voice. So we have Deepak on YouTube. Good evening from USA, and good past midnight here from Saudi. And Alison, I just sub and like, thank you so much. Stay blessed, all of you. I'm doing my studies in chemical engineering. That's what Deepak said. So, Deepak, are you utilizing AI in your work? So, you are doing your master's or a bachelor's or a PhD. Definitely, you'd be using AI. And by the way, thanks for commenting. And this is the type of conversation I would like to have with you guys. We are learning. We are learning in public, actually sharing our thoughts and everything. And okay, so I'm gonna take this post, I'm gonna go to Grok, I'm gonna be putting it over there, and I'm gonna ask it to analyze it for me. So I also have the dictation on for Grok. So okay, Grok, go ahead and analyze this for me, and do let me know how it could be used in the by the content creators. So I think this voice cloning, it would serve the content creators the most. However, we are gonna have a look. Grok AI. If you people aren't using Grok, you need to use this one. Um, a lot of people are using ChatGPT, and people have started to use Claude. Gemini, I think Gemini is pretty good. You people should also look into Gemini and Grok. I'm actually paying for all of these other than Claude. So I'm like big on these AI subscriptions and how they can improve my productivity and everything. And I think you people should try out all of these large language models, and then you can see what works for you. So, okay, do we have some comments on the TikTok stream? Well, okay. So we are gonna continue with this. So voice cloning, okay, custom voices. So we can record 1 minute of our natural speech. It clones your voice in under 2 minutes. So that is like pretty quick. And they have like 80 pre-built voices across 28 languages. Uh, so how content creators can use this personalized narration at scale. So we can clone our voices, then generate unlimited audio for YouTube videos, TikToks, Reels, and I think this works best for people who want to produce content at scale. So this is like pretty good, and also for the channels that are not showing that their face, the ones that are faceless channels across any social media, it would be pretty good for them. And then it also turns scripts or books into fully narrated audiobooks, chapter by chapter. So I think this could work, like if it gets to the Grok subscription that anyone has, or like maybe even the free plan. I think how it will work is like you can give it a report from your work, or like whatever you are studying, and then it turns into audiobook, maybe in your own language. Who knows? So maybe you could do that, and on your way to work or on your way to university, you could be listening to that. Or maybe you could have your favorite teacher send you a 2 minute audio of his voice, so you could clone that. So anything that you would want that AI to narrate, you could do it in your teacher's voice. That could be interesting. Well, you guys have to let me know what you think about this. And then you can also clone your voice in more than one language. So for the channels that are in multiple languages, like people have sometimes channel that are in Spanish, Hindi, and that sort of stuff. So for them, I think this is like pretty big, so they can work with this. So what I would want to do next is that I have this post put into my other project over here, and I'm gonna take the news and I'm gonna be posting it on the Intelligence Frontier X page. So I have the premium subscriptions over there. So all this stuff, I'm paying for all this stuff, guys. Let it be X, let it be any other AI subscriptions, Chat GPT, Gemini, Grok. I'm thinking of getting Claude as well. They have been like restricting the usage on their free plan. Have you people used Claude? If you work in an official setting, I think that works really well. It is like insane. It could give you Excel sheets. It can make you Word documents, and even the free version, it helped me do stuff that would usually take me like a day or two. So it did turbocharge my productivity, as I say. So here's the summary of what we just read. I think I have the notification on for the Intelligence Frontier channel over here. Yeah, so here we go. So the custom voice can be made in under 2 minutes, and or we can pick from 80 plus voices across 28 languages. That's what we know so far. And use cases are huge, like personalized voice agents, audiobooks with custom narrators, video game characters, podcasts, content creation, and accessibility tools. And by the way, the demo video we saw, the quality over there seems like immaculate. That's the word that I have for it. It was like 100% accurate. So we are done with this. Let's move on to the next big news that we might come across in the world of AI. Guys, do you know about Neuralink? They are designing chips to control the brain, and through their technology, there have been a few patients who have been able to like deal with the world. Previously, they were handicapped, but now, thanks to Neuralink, their brain can signal, and they can speak by typing on the screens and all that. So this is pretty insane. Neuralink is doing a great job, but it's just a matter of time. Today, this is for the handicapped people. In future, it might be for all of us, for surveillance, for anything. So that could be something that could happen in future. Grok's agent mode just collapsed an entire creative workflow into a single canvas. Brainstorm, write, generate images, edit, produce video all in one place. So there's a 74-second demo of this, and from the first looks, it seems like it's a canvas where
Your entire
the agent has the autonomy to do everything. That's my first impression of this. Let's go through this video, this explainer video, and we are gonna see how this Grok Imagine agent mode could help content creators. I'm gonna play the video. We are gonna
creative
listen to this.
workflow is now in one infinite canvas. In Grok Imagine Agent mode, you can brainstorm with your agent, generate and edit images, then turn them into videos all in one place. Say I want to make an ad for this shirt. I'll have Grok generate models to wear it. I'm looking for a woman model with long hair. They're all great. Let's pick this one. By the way, if you don't know what angles to shoot, just ask Grok in the same chat. It's your place to both create and brainstorm. Here, I'm going to generate my full photo shoot. And this is just one simple example. Whether you're in film, marketing, or running your own brand, make more images and videos faster. Just like this video of me, which was created in Grok Imagine Agent mode.
Guys, this is enough. This is enough. Uh, I was suspecting, or you can say it was clear to me that this video is made with AI, and in the end, there was a reveal. So that's how it turned out to be. So this new agentic mode in Grok, imagine it's like a canvas where you work with the agent, and agent does most of the heavy lifting. So Elias asked me, what agentic workflows do you use for productivity? Do you use Claude Code agents, several of them at the same time? So I'm like learning about these agents, and right now I haven't incorporated any of this, but what I'm thinking is, let me pull up my Codex terminal over here. I'm gonna bring my Codex terminal over here. So what I'm doing is that I'm playing with this sort of stuff, and I might hook up something with ChatGPT 5.5 and this Codex, so that like the agentic stuff would happen here. And let me just show you over here. Now they also have these plugins. So in these plugins, I use a lot of Canva. So I think the Canva is also here, like you see over here. I can also give access to for it to access Gmail spreadsheets. So the agents can work in those environments. So the goal of this video is to learn in public, and I'm sharing the journey, and these are the type of thought-provoking questions that if you ask me, it's going to help me, and also for it's going to be useful for anyone who's watching these videos. So I'm quite interested in like using agents for like I always say, turbocharging my own productivity, my improving my workflows, and we are taking it one step at a time. Though I want to like move faster. I, by the way, had the Grok Imagine like the premium, where it's I think it was like $40-50 a month, and they had like unrestricted access to Grok Imagine, but then I downgraded to just having the version of Accent Grok, which lets me have this blue tick and like limited access to Grok Imagine. So here we are. We could have tried it, but anyways, this seems quite interesting. Let me take this from over here, and since we are learning in public, we should serve the public. I'm gonna post it on my Intelligence Frontier X account. So I have over here in Grok, I have trained this particular chat in Grok to give me like summarized version of the news and to also go out there fact check. And so I basically talked to it, and over time I developed it into um, like a terminal where I put the news and then it churns out like the summarized refined stuff. So I'm gonna post that on Intelligence Frontier. So this is like the first of the post. It's a thread, it's gonna be a thread. Then this is the second part of the thread. We can copy the link and we can also put the video over here. This would be, I think, better. Let's go down here. Let me continue making this post. By the way, the live stream is to talk to you guys. We are learning about AI. We are moving fast. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. We are going to discuss that. I'm learning in public, and I think it's pretty good. I get to talk to you guys. So I need to just improve this portion since I directly let me take the video address actually, not the post from Mario. I'm gonna take the video itself and we are gonna see if it gets embedded into my post. So here we go. I've posted it and we are gonna see the okay, did it go out there or not? Let me post all again. What's happening over here? Let's see. Previously, it didn't go through. Abdurrahman, thank you. Stay blessed. He liked our live. Interesting. Thanks a bunch. Thanks a bunch. Okay, so yeah, here we go, guys. So our post is live over here. So yeah. So what basically Grok Imagine can now do in that canvas is that brainstorm concepts, write script, copy, generate images, edit everything, produce a final video. So as I really found the new Claude design interesting, I actually came across one video where it said that the crux of that video was that Claude design is gonna blow the competition out of the water. And I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, but I've been following some content creators who are saying that Codex is better in design, and in considering that you can use GPT image 2 to, well, basically develop a layout of what type of front end design you want, and then you give it to Codex to make a live code. But anyways, Claude itself, like, Claude is a very good tool. So although I haven't used Claude design, but I think it would be interesting. What was really cool, I used that as output as input to Claude, and it was like a few bugs, but it built out what our team would take weeks of development. So, Elias, I have a question for you. Are you so? What I can understand is that you basically did this on your own initiative, or was it being done with in the knowledge of your team as well? So, are you sharing this sort of stuff, like how you made it with your team, or are you like keeping it to yourself to have that competitive edge? Or it would be interesting to see. I At my workplace, I do a full time job, and at my workplace, I don't share that much of the stuff that I make with AI with my colleagues, because basically then there would be no worth of that work. So since they don't know, so whenever I use AI to churn out that sort of stuff, it basically stands out. Everyone is using AI, but the thing is that or should I say rather, I keep an eye on the latest tools and stuff. So uh, I think that pays off really well, especially in a professional setting. So basically, built out the front site, and that if you are dealing with clients, that's perfect POC, and then you can go from there to customize it. Yeah, this does make sense. So I think this would even work in like outreach. If someone is reaching out to potential clients, they could develop like a front end, or maybe like a dashboard, if we are talking about a software or something, from minimal prompting, and then take it from there. And if the potential customer sees a potential in your solution or what you are offering, then you could basically deep dive into it. And if things become formal, like as in a contract, so on initiative to tier out for emerging tech. But when I realized it could compromise a lot of our developers positions, you know what, I have to show you this. Dario Amodai, the uh, founder of Claude, basically what he's doing is he's uh, going to these podcasts, to these interviews, and he's saying that AI is gonna take the positions of a lot of developers. And I'm actually gonna go to Grok. I'm gonna ask it to um, well, basically tell us the instances where Dario Amodei said that AI is gonna take the jobs of the developers. And I think that they have to do it. I'll come to this in a bit. Let me just dictate to Grok. Okay, Grok, I want to know the instances where in public Dario Amodei, the founder of Claude, went on to say that AI could take the jobs of developers. And let it be any jobs. I just want the instances where he said this publicly. So, if you are not using Grok, you should go ahead and use this, especially this fast version. You see, it's like super fast. At this time, I think it's kind of comparatively slow, but usually it's faster than this. So Dario Amodei has made several public statements about AI automating or replacing jobs, with a particular focus on software engineering, coding, programming, and broader white collar roles. Talking about white collar roles, I think like the blue collar roles, and also like the labor roles, they are also gonna eventually I think be handed to humanoid robots that are run with AI. And these come from interview podcasts. Okay, so on World Economic Forum in January 2026, he said that I have engineers within Anthropic who say I don't write any code anymore. I just let the model write the code. I edit it. I do the things around it. Prediction. I think we might be 6 to 12 months away from when the model is doing most, maybe all of what we do end to end, referring to software engineering tasks. There you go. See. Then on Nikhil Kamath's podcast, it's also like a big podcast. He said that I think coding is going away first, or coding is being done by the AI models first, and then the broader tasks of software engineering will take longer. Then in March 2025, he said that I think we'll be there in 3 to 6 months where AI is writing 90% of the code. And then in 12 months, we may be in a world where AI is writing essentially all of the code. So publicly, in a lot of places, he has gone on to say that AI is gonna take the jobs of software engineers, developers, and basically starting with jobs in that domain. But I think that there could be truth to it if we give it enough time. But the timeline that he's saying, I think that is not realistically possible. One thing that we need to understand is that if AI is going to take everyone's job, then why are these AI companies hiring these software engineers well um at a pace we haven't seen before? If you go on to the website of Claude, or maybe I'm just gonna ask Grok to tell me how many open positions they have for software engineers. Okay, Grok, go ahead and tell me how many open positions does Claude has related to software engineering, designing, digital designing, or programming, coding. So Grok has a real good knowledge of like whatever is happening around us. So it says mid to late April 2026 cited 429 to 454 open positions and dozens to over hundreds directly or closely related to software engineering, programming, coding, infrastructure roles. Multiple staff, senior software engineer positions in inference platform, full stack, research tools, reliability, cloud. So you see, if AI is gonna take the jobs of the developers and programmers, software engineers, so why are they hiring like hundreds of software engineers? So that is what I usually think about, and I think that it is eventually going to happen. AI is going to be doing most of the work, but the thing is that the timeline which Dario Amodei says, I think that is kind of not that much realistic, like mid 2026. Anyways, yeah, one thing is you still need to understand what the code does, and you need software devs to confirm it's legit. With AI, you can build a mountain really fast or dig a hole really fast. Oh my goodness. By the way, this is something that that is worth all sharing with others as well. I think I need to take a screenshot of what you said. These are like this is wisdom. Thank you for saying this. I just took a screenshot of what you said. Yeah. So another thing that I was thinking earlier in the day was that Dario Amodei, Sam Altman, they are coming out there and they are shilling their companies. They are having a go at the software engineers, developers, and people dealing with coding. And I think it is for a reason that they need funding, and they need funding to justify their insane valuations. You see, they are cash hungry startups, and they are burning billions per month on developing these cutting edge technologies, these AI programs, the large language models. But one thing I have to tell you over here, uh, Google. Google is not doing anything like this. The reason, it doesn't matter to Google. Their CEO doesn't go out there to bash software engineers and do the type of gimmicks that Dario Amodei is doing, because they have business coming to them, and they are pumping a lot of that money into um, AI development. Let's ask Grok about the business Google is doing. Let's say their Gemini or model is bringing in, compared to what OpenAI is doing and what um Claude is doing. Let's see. Okay, Grok, I would like you to go to the internet and find out any public figures related to the latest earnings of Google, and how much of that is attributed to their LLM Gemini, and compare it with the earnings of OpenAI and Claude. So it's gonna go out there and give us this data. Okay. Okay, Grok, could you just make could you just make it in a table for me to understand in a better way what's happening over here? It didn't get me. Could you please yeah, okay, Grok, could you just make a table of this for me to understand? Come on, Grok. What's happening? Okay, so it's not giving us a table, but okay, Google does not break out the exact revenue figures specifically attributed to its LLM Gemini in public earnings report, but AI, including Gemini, is a major growth driver across search, cloud, and subscription. So Google Alphabet has a revenue of 109.9 billion US dollars. Okay. On the other hand side, OpenAI is generating 2 billion per month, 24 billion annualized. And if we go to Anthropic, they are saying that they have been saying lately that their ARR, annualized run rate, has passed 30 billion. And well, the CFO of OpenAI said that it's exaggerated, because OpenAI is accounting for the net and Anthropic is doing the gross. So it means that OpenAI is paying its vendors, and then whatever is left behind in profits, they are reporting that. But Anthropic is not doing it. So they are saying that any one like the when it goes, both of these companies are actually looking to go for an IPO, and during the valuation in the IPO, it's gonna get clear if Anthropic is doing that. And I think the CFO of OpenAI, she has a point. So annualized, Google has 440 billion plus annualized revenue, and OpenAI, they have like 24 to 25 billion, and Anthropic 30 billion, and approximately around that. So the gap is huge. See, now Google is putting a lot of money into its own LLM, Gemini, and they even have a deal with Apple where they are gonna make a custom model of Gemini for Siri. So They don't need to go out there and do the marketing gimmicks that the founders of OpenAI and Anthropic do. And if you look at the valuations that these companies could get, it could potentially reach up to 1 million. So I think we have Salman with us. Hey, how are you, bro? How's everything? Just going through AI related news and learning about it and sharing my learnings in public. How are you? How's Al Khobar? How's life over there? Are you well? Let me know in the comments. Oh, guys. So let me figure out the comments, captions, chat. Okay, where's the chat? I need to basically. So I hid it, but I think it would be better if it just comes to the right of the screen. Or I could bring my. Yeah, I could bring this over here. Yeah, now I think this is better. So let's move on to the next AI related news or whatever we can find. By the way, I also use Perplexity. Perplexity is a very good tool. hmm I'm looking for this news from over here. OpenAI CFO reportedly pushes to delay IPO to 2027. I'm gonna go to Grok and ask it to tell me about this with references. So the OpenAI CFO pushes the IPO to 2027. OpenAI's CFO Sarah Fryer has reportedly suggested delaying the company's planned IPO from late 2026 to 2027, citing concerns over financial readiness, massive spending commitments, and the need to meet public company reporting standards. Okay, what I'm interested in is seeing if this is reported in the mainstream media. So, what is this related to? So, yeah, there are sources from Business Insider, CNBC. So, it has aggregated a lot of the data from like 60 sources and it has, well, summarized it over here. We are going to go over to the details of it. Okay, so yes, sir, bought a new internet, took my network from 1 mg to 600 mg. What's mg? Are you talking about like MB or MG? Salman, this question is for you. Megabytes. Okay, MBs. Yeah. So, which one you bought? Is it Zan? So, we are gonna dive into this. So, why the delay with OpenAI's IPO? This is what we are looking at. So, we have a comment from Elias, and they are new companies, and of course, before IPO, they have to hype. Yeah, that is true. That is true. What would be interesting to find out is how will the pricing models change in future. Nobody knows. The whole push is to get market share, I think. But anyways, continue with the news. One thing that I need to mention here is that uh, this Claude, they were basically doing a test where they changed the pricing. They removed the Claude code and put it into the 200 Claude Cowork, sorry, and they put it into the 200 dollar category, and people who went over there, they even paid for that. They paid for like getting the cloud code access in the 200 one. But if you are using cloud from earlier, you would know that you would get cloud code access even in the $20 one. So they did this crazy test. So we should ask Grok. Okay, Grok, could you tell me about the latest test? What is this doing? Grok, can you tell me about the latest test which Claude did with their pricing, where they changed the pricing to include Claude Code into the $200 program, the $200 category, and what is that sort of test called? Okay, so let's see. Let's see what it gives us. Okay. Are we gonna get anything Claude or Grok or not? I think I have to basically stop this one, and I'll be going to start a new chat. Let me start a new chat here. I'll ask Grok. So Salman said I bought a big plate that they connected to the roof of my building to get signal from the tower. Salman, you know about this Starlink? Maybe someday we'll have Starlink here in Saudi as well. It also has like a big plate. So what you are getting, Salman, is the satellite internet. So this is pretty interesting. What was the pricing of that? We are gonna be getting this satellite internet, and it's gonna be revolutionary. Do let me know what the pricing on that was. Yeah, so Anthropic ran a pricing test, also described as an A/B test or a small experiment on Claude Code. They briefly updated pricing page, support docs, and sign up flows to remove or restrict Claude Code from the $20 a month to Pro plan. It was positioned as available on a higher max tier with $100 a month, with a top tier up to $200 a month for much higher usage limits. And it sparked immediate backlash from developers as Cloud Code is popular terminal-based AI agent. Okay, so it says that they did this small test on 2% of the new prosumer signups. Existing Pro and Max subscribers were not affected, and it was rolled back due to confusion. Guys, people ended up paying for that. They went to the $200 plan because they needed Claude Code. So, yes, Salman. So the whole pricing for you was 2000 real. 2000 real. And do they have like a monthly subscription fees as well? If 2000 is like one time and you get like crazy insane 600 MB internet, I think that is like out of this world. So, as said, what would be interesting to find out is how, okay, yeah, we read this comment before, and let's go back to what we were discussing earlier, why the IPO of OpenAI is pushed to 2027. Huge spending commitments. The company faces massive capex on data centers and compute. Altman has reference figures up to 1.4 trillions in obligations. 1.4 trillions in obligation, dollars in obligation. Later walked back to 600 billion through 2030. So the good thing about Grok is it is unhinged. It tells the truth most of the time. So Altman said the spendings are going to be 1.4 trillion, but then he well came down to 600 billion. So Fryer has expressed worries that revenue growth may not support these deals, leading to calls for more spending discipline. Yeah. So okay, so Salman said that I solved the internet problem. My life changed in one day. I think this is This is pretty good. I'll reach out to you for getting the details, but I think this is revolutionary stuff. If it and by the way, is it like portable? Can you take it anywhere else as well? If it's portable, then I think this is pretty sick. This is insane. Okay, now we go back to the OpenAI news that why the delay makes sense to some analysts. Public markets will demand several quarters of strong, verifiable execution to justify the valuation. This is this seems like the right thing to do. But lately, we also saw that one company, Bird, what was that? All Birds. They put just AI and pivoted to like doing AI related stuff. Although they were selling shoes before and they weren't doing it successfully. They were in loss. At one point, they had like a IPO of $2 billion or something, and then they eventually sold for $39 million, came crashing down, and um, in some cases, the market, I don't know what the market does, it goes insane. But on other hand side, this is well the right thing. Public markets demand several quarters of strong, verifiable execution to justify the valuation and explain how infrastructure spending translates to free cash flow, positive cash flow, not expected until 2029 in some projections. Okay, Salman said no in just one place from the roof to one of my rooms in connections and wires. Yeah, so it's like internet for your home. But even then, 600 MB, I mean, this is insane. This is insane. You are living in a different world. By the way, you have any classes tomorrow? Are you attending any classes tomorrow? Let's get back to the OpenAI matter. OpenAI has not officially filed for an IPO and timeline can shift. Earlier comment from Fryer late 2025 also downplayed near-term IPO plans. So OpenAI is gonna IPO in 2027. I think this is where everything is pointing towards. They are gonna be well going public in 2027. Let me have my coffee. I need this to stay awake. Because if you are using X, you can follow me on my personal page, Talha exclusively with an X. Can we take this and then put it out there on? I think we can put it as news on our Intelligence Frontier X page. Let me use Grok to make the news for this, a thread for this. By the way, the more you talk with your AI LLM, the better it gets with time. Or that's how it's supposed to be. But one thing that you should do is that, let's say, yeah, Salman, Grok is smarter than ChatGPT. It's smarter, it's unhinged, and well, it tells you stuff that you should listen to. So it's not like pleasing anyone, just telling straight facts. Okay, so I'm gonna post this on the other page. By the way, this live stream gets interesting when there are people who are joining in, jumping in, talking about all this stuff. The goal is to learn in public, share my learnings in public, discuss all of this with you guys. And by the way, if we are talking about AI at this point in time, I'd say we are early. There's still a lot of runway ahead. and people who are learning this, using this, they are going to be the ones benefiting from it the most. And those who are going to come in later, like we talked about Claude and everything, they are going to be paying higher prices for all of that sort of stuff. Let me post this news and then let's go back to X. Okay, what do we have up next? Let me go to Perplexity. Often there are top news over there as well. I think we need to go through this news. TheRegister.com, that's the source for this news. And it says that praise for the patch tsunami, AI is unearthing decades of buried code debt. Okay, let's read Salman's comment. I cancelled my chat GPT after using it consistently for 2 years. It wasn't serving me, was a liability. Salman, if you cancel your chat GPT, the thing is that what matters the most is the context and the relationship you build with that AI. So on the back end, you can export one file which gives you, you like basically all the relationship it has developed with you over time. So it knows you, it has your data, it knows your preferences, each and everything. So you can export it as a file, and then you can also take it to any other AI large language model that you are using. One thing I'm sure about is that you can upload it to Claude, and then Claude will also know your context. It will have historical context of your profile, which ChatGPT has made. So the real gold here, the real gold, it's the context that you build with your AI. I also want to cancel the ChatGPT subscription, but the thing is, all of my family is using that, and over time, we have developed it into something that is pretty convenient for us. Although there are other ones that are better. I think Grok is better. Gemini is well doing very good. It helps me analyze the reports and reach and everything. It has at some instances given me very good suggestions as well. But at one point, I will leave ChatGPT, but the thing is that they are coming up with new tools like Codex and each and like this sort of stuff. So it's pretty, I would say, important to keep using it because I'm learning about all this stuff. So I don't mind spending something on these on a monthly basis. But I will send you one video, Salman, where the guy has told how to export your context, how to export your memories from one AI large language model and bring it to the other one. So I think that is going to be important for you. And So I said that there is limit to context. Sometimes too much also poisons it. Yeah, that is true. And a lot of time we are holding random conversations with it, which might not add a lot of value. So that guy, the video that I was talking about, he basically told that once you are exporting the context, you can essentially delete what you don't want, and you can bring forward the things that you want. So it's gonna ask you questions like let's say you are working a full-time job, you are also playing, so it will ask you whether you are doing the full-time job still now, or that sort of stuff it's going to ask you. So that's where you get AI hallucinations or something worth pointing out to your audience. Yeah, hallucination is something that is basically damaging the way how we rely on AI. It's a phenomenon where AI is making things up. These are not factual, but the tone of that AI is such that it makes you believe that this is true. So there's even benchmarks, hallucination benchmarks. and they tell that which large language model is hallucinating the most. So it would be good to see. There's this one benchmark. It says that Gemini 3.1 preview, it's the best in terms of hallucination. Like it's not hallucinating that much. Then there's Claude Opus. GPT 5.5 ranks below Claude Opus. Grok, it's in the fourth number. It's also hallucinating, I think, significantly then. Then DeepSeek, it's way behind. It's hallucinating a lot. Minimax also, it's also hallucinating a lot. Hmm. So these, I think, like what the rankings over here at artificialanalysis.ai say that Gemini 3.1, it's the one that is not hallucinating more compared to the other models. So they compared some 316 models to bring the results, and Gemini 3.1 topped the charts over there. Someone said one, I didn't take my data with me for many reasons. One was that I decided that I need to break the cycle of the way I have been habituated to think by. Oh wow, this is a good this is a good, I'd say, approach. If you really felt like you needed a break, then and to break the cycle, how that AI had conditioned you to deal with it, then I think it was the right choice. DeepSeek isn't deepening. Funny enough. Yeah. So did I miss something or okay, yeah, we were going into this news. We were gonna go through that. Thanks Salman for liking the stream. Brace for the patch tsunami. AI is unearthing decades of buried code debt. Code debt. What is code debt? Code debt, often called technical debt, is the future cost of rework caused by choosing quick temporary shortcuts in software development over optimal long-term solutions. Okay, code debt is the future cost of rework. Aha, what an interesting concept, guys. Britain's cyber agency says that bill for years of technical shortcuts is coming due and it's arriving all at once. AI fueled bug hunting is about to flush out years of buried flaws. So, what is essentially saying over here is that AI is going to be flushing out the code debt that has been accumulated, and it's going to happen fast. Brace for looming patch wave driven by a backlog of weaknesses now being exposed faster than many teams can realistically fix them. All organizations have technical debt and backlog of technical issues that is both expensive and time consuming as a result of prioritizing short term gains over building resilient products. This does make sense. Prepare to patch quickly, more often, and at scale. Yeah, that's the lesson from this, that the code debt is due, and companies and organizations need to brace themselves for what is about to come and be ready for fixing all of the vulnerabilities that have been buried inside their systems. Let's post this on the Intelligence Frontier X account. Okay, so by the way, this is day 5 of doing these AI related live streams. It's fun since it's interactive. We get to learn more, fast track our learning. Salman, thank you so much for your support. Elias, You too. Stay blessed, guys. Let me post this over here. Then we'll move on to the next interesting thing. Ideally, I would want to, well, go through the news and stuff even more swiftly. And what I would like to do is more of the technical stuff as well, like setting up agents, working with those. We are gonna reach that. It's hey, how are you? We have another viewer in the stream. We are talking about AI and how we can benefit from it and learning about AI in public. We have live stream going on other social medias. By the way, you guys are watching on TikTok. Let me just show you what's happening over here. I'll have to, well, flip the camera for you guys to see the scenes. So we are doing a live stream like this, and also gonna sip my coffee because it's very late in the night. Let's get back to our stuff. Yeah. So done with this. Let's move on. Let's find something interesting. Elon Musk posted Grok voice is used by Starlink right now. Grok voice brutally dominates the top of the what is this Pi voice bench? What is this symbol called? Pi. Yeah, so it's a pi, but like seemed quite different. Grok scores 67.3 while Gemini sits at 43.8 and GPT real time at 35. Okay. But what I need to see is what is this Pi voice bench? I think it's a benchmark. Full duplex voice agents. So it's a benchmark for voice agents, LLM based voice agents, and voice assistants. So, guys, those on the stream, so this Pi voice bench is the okay. Wait a second, I have to verify my live stream. Okay, so this is a benchmark for LLM based voice assistant. So, there's a massive lead over the competitors, and it's not even close. So, Grok scores the most on this 67.3%. And then we have Gemini, then again Grok voice fast. Even this Grok fast version, let it be with voice, with Imagine, or in the Grok chat, it's way too good. Even here it scores quite significantly, coming in behind Gemini 3.1 Flash. However, the Grok voice think and the fast 1.0, it's at 67.3. So Grok is relatively younger, but it's closing in the gap with the big dogs like OpenAI, Claude. Not gonna be anywhere near Google, and but it's closing in the gap. Sam Altman, we are no longer that far away from an AI model that knows about your life, knows about what you are doing and what you care about. AI model that knows about your life, knows about what you are doing, and what you care about. I think the AI models, the large language models, they are already like aware of all this stuff. If you ask them, then they are gonna give you stuff that you that would surprise you actually. That the AI knows this much about you. So I think that is kind of already happening. What do you guys think? Have you ever well come across a situation where you felt like AI told you something about yourself and you felt concerned over it? We got one rose on over here on TikTok. Thank you so much. I don't know what a rose will do, but thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, Salman, so you also face that kind of situation. Yeah, I've also come across situations where I came to realize like this AI knows about me to a scary extent. And lately, by the way, we are also getting to see a lot of news related to humanoid bots, humanoids, and figure AI is leading in that space. By the way, right now in the world, the rate at which humanoids are being made, the fastest of that is one humanoid an hour, and it's being made by figure AI. And other than that, no company is making AI, these humanoids at that pace. I think it's still slow, but we this technology, this humanoids, it's like nascent. And as we move into the future, this is just gonna increase from here. This is just gonna increase from here. Okay, let's continue. Could humanoids be police as well? I like saw this one post. RoboCop is coming soon. In our childhood, we saw the RoboCop, but anyways, let's try to find something that has more value. Call centers are cooked. 11 labs just dropped agents, and it is coming for the $40 billion support industry. Human like voice, 70 plus languages, books, updates, close tickets, mid call, plugs into GPT, Cloud, Gemini, so could hardly tell the difference. 11 labs just drop agents. So I think I would need to go to Grok, and what I'm gonna see is I'm gonna ask Grok. We just read about the Pi benchmark for voice assistants. So is there any data available for score of 11 labs agents? Let's see. 11 lab is big. Let me copy this from here. I think this chat is not gonna work. Maybe we overwhelmed Grok. So Salma said it formulated a file for me so I can send it to my therapist. They think that I had a consistent pattern and times where my thoughts and emotion was present. Okay, interesting. Hmm. No direct public pi benchmark directly comparing it to 11 lab agents. Would be interesting to see how this Grok agent compares to, or should I say, these 11 lab agents score on the pi benchmark, which we just read about earlier. But one thing I'm sure about is like 11 Labs is pretty good at this voice assistant thing and all that. Sam Altman says CEO who's talking about AI taking everyone's jobs are tone deaf. Someone said to me just yesterday, GPT 5.5 in Codex can accomplish in an hour what would have taken me 2 weeks, 2 years ago, and I've never been busier in my life. So I think people are, what people should understand is like this AI, it can reduce your task, but you can fill that time to orchestrate these agents, these AIs to do more stuff to get more productive. Salman, good night. Sleep well. Thank you for being a part of this live. So Tesla also has this Optimus. Tesla Optimus is moving faster than almost anyone expected. Tesla's humanoid robot is no longer just a prototype, it's already doing real work inside gigafactories. This is the real application, like taking them on an industrial scale. And the pace of development is accelerating rapidly. And I think before the industries, It's gonna come to the warehouses and all that domain. Hmm. Meta is making serious push into AI for humanoid robots. Meta has acquired ARI, a robotic startup, to accelerate its humanoid technology efforts. Guys, by the way, Mark Zuckerberg well kicked off this metaverse thing, and he was like big on this. But eventually, the thing is that metaverse, it they had to leave those ambitions of metaverse. At one point, it was being presented to us as like the next big thing, but it didn't happen. So right now, Meta is going into robotics. They acquired an ARI, a robotics AI startup. Okay, let me just go to Google and I'm gonna search what this mean. ARI, Frontier AI for Robots. ARI is a robotics company building frontier AI robots, empowering them to address critical challenges in high value labor markets. High value labor markets. How does this make sense? What is a low value labor market? What is a high value labor market? We are gonna uh, read through this. High value labor markets are economic ecosystems driven by high skills, specialized talent, resulting in significantly higher wages, greater productivity, and robust innovations. So it's like the upper tier of the labor market. So yeah, it makes sense. Let's go to the website of ARI. Come on, guys, it isn't like a proper website. They just put out their well contacts. Let me copy this link address and I'm gonna post it on my news channel. We're gonna post it over there. Let's see. So this is some detail about the team of ARI. Do you guys think that Zuckerberg and Meta could pull this off and well basically make this into something which is like actually valuable, not like the metaverse that we knew about? Could this be possible? Anyways, I'm gonna post this one over here, then I'm gonna discuss with you about this. I think one post is enough over there. Uh-huh. Okay, so these are the topics. We can now select topics on X as well. Sam Altman paid $6.5 billion for Johnny Ive. No man who designed the iPhone is now building. The man who designed the iPhone is now building the device meant to kill it. No apps, just AI agents. OpenAI already lives inside every iPhone. So why build their own? So I also came across this news where it says like OpenAI would be interested in developing their own phone or own smartphone. Could this be possible in the future? We don't know, but it seems like they are gonna be working on it. They have ambitions to come into the hardware side of things as well. So you see, OpenAI is already like they already have the software side of things, but this hardware, these mobiles that we use, they might jump into it. We don't know. Maybe your OpenAI subscription, ChatGPT subscription might come with the phone that you buy. We don't know about that. Yeah. So, other than Figure AI, humanoid robots, Neo also got some well publicity. There's one demo from that. Two adorable Neo humanoid robot made their debut at Milan Design Week. By the way, the Figure AI robot, humanoid robot, it came out of the White House with Melania Trump. So that is like peak marketing. What do you think about that, guys? That was like pretty insane. If someone owns a company, hey, hi, how are you? How's everything? We are talking about AI. We are talking about how it affects us, how we can benefit from it, and sipping this late night coffee. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that in future all of us might have our own humanoid robots doing chores for us, doing the household stuff for us? آه، تتكلم عربي عشان نفهمك طيب اوكي. Yeah, but the thing is Aslan, this stream is about AI. Let me just show you what's happening over here. Let me just flip the camera. So we are doing a live stream with all this. So our live stream is going on and we are live on Kick, YouTube, X, and a lot of other places. So that's why we are talking in English. So that is the reason. Thank you so much. And by the way, I just turned on the stream on TikTok as well because I like talking to you guys. كيف كان يومك؟ كيف حياتك؟ كل شيء تمام؟ إن شاء الله بخير. I can speak Arabic. You guys know that. Yeah. So Kawasaki Heavy Industry introduced Kaleido, a humanoid robot built for search and rescue mission in dangerous areas. It can walk on rough terrain, climb over debris, and lift objects in disaster zones. Thus, this seems kind of scary, but it's also good, I think, having humanoid robots doing a certain specific task. On one of my streams, in one of my videos, I told that these humanoids are also gonna be agentic in nature in future, and that is because like we saw this one, it's specific to one task, and we need that. It should be good at this one task. It should keep on learning. It should improve itself with time, and that's where the agentic side of AI meets the humanoid robots. So I think this is pretty valuable. This fusion of technologies, I think it's something that we should look forward to. What is happening over here? Scientists have created the first synthetic species chromosome made by man, not by nature. Okay, let's move on. We are learning about AI, and most of the things I'm saying is humanoid robots. Grok 4.3 release. Number one is case law. Number one in CorpFin. Impressive given significantly lower cost per 1 million token. So Grok is actually leading this one benchmark in law. You see, all these benchmarks, they are specific. Some benchmarks could be for medical research. Some of these benchmarks are for finance. Some are for coding, and like we saw, one benchmark for hallucination, that sort of stuff. So Grok 4.3 scored pretty good on law at one of these benchmarks. Pets now in Codex. Use pet to wake your pet. By the way, guys, this is like an official promo from OpenAI. And if you remember, there was this one dog. You remember we had Windows 98. and there was a dog over there who used to help you. I think this is kind of that sort of thing. So it was a mascot. You see, if I show you the images, then you are gonna, well, basically understand this. You see this dog, you just, um, well, clicked on it, and it tried to help you through the FAQs and the guides. So, what do you think about this? I think this it's like bringing that concept back, but this time it's an agent. By the way, this also had to be an agent, but the thing is that it wasn't as dynamic as the agents that we have today. What do you guys think? I think this is pretty interesting. Let me comment on this post. We got to comment on this one. I'm gonna take a screenshot from over here and then gonna be putting over here. Yeah. So this is one comment. Okay. Sam Altman posted, I think this is interesting to see. I keep thinking I want the models to be cheaper, faster, more than I want them to be smarter. But it seems that just being smarter is still the most important thing. Let's see what people have to say about it. What about smarter, cheaper, faster? Yeah, that's the thing, guys. Why cannot we have all in one? Like a smarter, cheaper, and faster LLM? But all of us are, well, forced to pay at least $20 for like at least a good working model. Google I/O is less than 3 weeks away. We want you to help us create a countdown that will play before the keynote begins. Humanoid robots are the most underhyped things in tech right now. Figure AI went from 500 million startup to $39 billion company in under 2 years, 78x jump, and they just went from building one robot per day to one robot per hour. I talked about this earlier in the stream that this is like the fastest rate at which humanoids are being made in the world right now. It's one humanoid robot per hour, and it's being made by Figure AI. And what we see over here is that they went from $500 million to $39 billion in under 2 years, and this is some pretty insane valuation. And the markets are going to value the companies based on uh, the actual value they provide in the real world by solving problems and all that stuff. So companies that are focused on solving real world problem through novelty, they will get insane valuations. And this is a chart of Figure AI's growth and production scaling. So as the production has scaled, so has their valuation also grown over with time. Now they are projected to make 12,000 robots each year. So that is like the fastest rate out there. Although yesterday in our live stream, I did some research, and some Chinese labs have over their span of operation produced more. But the data that we have on the internet, it suggests that Figure AI is producing humanoids at the fastest rate. So they also like turbocharged their production and increased it 24 times from one robot a day to one robot per hour. Guys, this is insane. And just imagine it would just get better from here. And in future, well, having these sorts of novel technologies in our homes and to be mass adopted, it will take a lot of production. And if there's not enough production to meet the demand, then the adoption is going to be very slow. So the companies that are at the frontiers of all this, they are going to be the one that are going to be valued pretty fairly, or maybe could be overvalued as well. Why is all my feed filled up with humanoid related stuff. So what do we have over here? Bring your workflow to Codex in just a few clicks. So basically, I started playing around with Codex. Let's see how it goes. But it says import settings, plugins, agents, project configurations, and more, so you can keep working with fewer interruptions. Guys, is anyone using Codex? We have people on the stream that used Claude Code. Anyone using Codex? So in the prediction market now, there's an 86% chance Anthropic will have higher valuation than OpenAI this year. This is insane, guys. Anthropic is really hyping up their progress, and I think that they are coming in like very fast, catching up with OpenAI, and we even know that they crossed the annual run rate of OpenAI. But there's contradiction. There's a remark from OpenAI CFO that Anthropic is counting this ARR on a gross basis. However, OpenAI is doing it on a net basis. So that's the difference over here. But in the prediction markets, it seems like it's very likely that Anthropic will be valued higher than OpenAI this year. But one thing we are clear about is that OpenAI is going to go public in 2027. We read news where it points towards that. Again, this one is related to humanoid. So F03 can now walk up down the stairs purely using its onboard camera perception. Our robots now walk from manufacturing when built to headquarters. Oh, guys, insane. This is trained end to end with reinforcement learning and simulation. So just imagine that this company that makes a humanoids, these robots, the at the end of the production, these humanoid robots go up and walk up to the headquarters. Isn't that insane? Because this is really good. Anthropic banned OpenClaw from cloud subscriptions. Okay. So OpenClaw's creator joined OpenAI. Now you can sign in to OpenClaw with your ChatGPT account, no API key, how it works. So sign in with your ChatGPT Plus or Pro account. OpenClaw uses your subscription to access Codex. You pay a flat rate, not per request. So this is also, guys, pretty interesting. Kind of, I would say, a good update. Why is this a big news? Near unlimited usage with your plan, no API balance to manage. So Claude limited the use of OpenClaw to access Claude code and all that, but OpenAI well they are giving Codex access through OpenClaw. This is a pretty big blow to Claude. Since April 4, 2026, Anthropic has banned the use of Claude Pro Max subscriptions with the external tools like OpenClaw. You need to pay separately for the API. It turns out that OpenAI is in favor of openness and Claude is in favor of first agreeing on terms. Insane, guys. What do you think about this? Let me know down in the comments. And have you been using OpenClaw? So here's the news that AI demand has Apple raising the price of Mac Mini from 599 to 799. Are people gonna be still paying for this? What do you think, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It would be interesting to see. Okay, what else do we have over here? Hmm. Let's move on. I think I need to save my post as well. But before I move on, we're going to be ending the live stream like after a few minutes, but I think I need to have this dark chocolate that I was having before. This dark chocolate. Do you like the dark chocolate, guys? Let me just take out this. This is 60% dark. 60%. Although I've had 95% dark as well. 60% dark. Let's have it with our coffee. By the way, guys, have you people been playing with AI video generation? I think Grok is a good tool for that. And the most of the AI slop that we see, I think most of it is made with Grok. Imagine, Grok, imagine the one where you can actually make the videos. So everything is about the agents. This is an old interview, by the way. Eric Schmidt, ex Google CEO, said that if you really want to make money with AI, he's referring to AI. So he says that actually easy. Found an agentic AI company. Spoiler: the supply of builders is tiny. The demand is enormous. So by the way, we need to see when this interview came around. I think it's not recent. It came in quite some time ago, maybe even months back. What I'll do is I'll go to Grok and ask it about when this interview came out. And I'll also have my dark chocolate, enjoying the dark chocolate while reading AI news. So this quote is from early 2026, specifically from a panel at the World Economic Forum meeting in Davos, Switzerland. Yeah, guys. So in the world of AI, anything that is a few days old, a week old, that also gets pretty old, if you understand what I mean. So this one is from early 2026, and let us
Easy.
see what he is saying. I'm gonna play the audio, and we are gonna listen to it. Let's see.
If you really want to make money, it's actually easy. Found an agentic AI company. And I don't mean one designing agents, I mean build an agent to do something. This is the agentic period in AI. And for the next year or two, everyone's going to build agents. The agents are all going to compete. If you build a better agent than anyone else, you could probably build one incredible company and own it yourself. If you really want to make money, it's actually
So we need to understand that this guy was the ex CEO of Google. He's not like any other person making a video like me. A very important guy, and he gave the roadmap to how to capitalize on this opportunity. Those who are going to build better agents, they are going to come out at top. That is understood. And this is what we are seeing as well. Let's see if we can come across something else. Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang said that the narratives of AI destroying jobs is not going to help America. It's false. Earlier in the stream, we talked about AI taking the jobs and how it's not going to be as early as most of the people are saying, especially Dario Amodai. AI is going to be taking the jobs, but it is going to be done eventually. However, not at such a fast pace that by the end of 2026 or 2027 we'll be seeing half of our workforce out of jobs. It is not going to happen like that. Mark my word, guys. I've been reading about it, I've been learning about it, and well, these AI companies, they need to sell their product. They need to create a hype. And if they are able to create a hype, once that hype is made, then they can force you to buy their products and buy their services. So that's what they are essentially doing. Now we are at a point where almost all of us have AI subscriptions. If not ChatGPT, something else, we have that kind of stuff. So if they didn't push it into our face, we wouldn't have bought it anyways. But they keep on bringing this up, they keep on creating a narrative, and one of those narratives is that AI will destroy the jobs. So better buy their $20 subscription so that you are not left in the dust. That is not how it's gonna happen. You should upskill yourself, but the thing is, it's gonna take time, especially for the blue collar jobs. However, one thing is for sure, the jobs are gonna be affected with AI. I always thought, guys, if there's a cyber cab like a taxi, robo taxi, why do they still have steering wheels? So Tesla came up with this cyber cab, and it doesn't have wheel, steering wheel. So yeah, that's how you go all in on something. See, this is interesting. First ever full tour of Figure's humanoid headquarters. CEO Brett Hadcock. So this is the San Jose campus. So they have the demos and everything given out to. What's this channel, by the way? I think I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna come to this later. I'm gonna be reading about this later. Hmm. Okay, let's go. Let's move forward. Tesla Optimus can now play rock, paper, scissors with you. Not a pre programmed loop, it reads your hand in real time and responds. We went from can it walk to can it beat you faster than anyone expected. By the way, I've seen videos where these Optimus robots are serving people in a restaurant, and I think it's a Tesla restaurant. So this is like pretty insane, pretty interesting. One thing is for sure, all of us are gonna have a humanoid in future. Just like we have our own mobiles, we're gonna have our own humanoids as well in future. That is gonna happen in a few years. Let's try to read something else. Let me refresh my page over here and then we'll get into it. Hmm. Grok 4.3 on Vercel. I have not tried Vercel, but Grok 4.3 is gonna be interesting. We should see the benchmark scores. It would be interesting to see how it stacks up against its competitors. Grok 4.3 scores 53 on AI Intelligence Index number 10. Ahead of it is on the top is GPT 5.5, Cloud Opus, Gemini 3.1. Even the Kimi K 2.6 is above this. In speed, it's number one. That is unmatched. In stream, it's number one. Hey, how are you? How's everything? On output price, okay, it's at number six. Verbosity. We need to see what this refers to. Verbosity is the quality of using more words than necessary, often resulting in complex, repetitive, or confusing communication. So it seems like it uses more words than necessary. I thought it was like the opposite. But anyways, that's the scene. Now, guys, I think we did enough for the day. It was a very long stream, 1 hour and 40 minutes. It was quite interesting. We learned a lot of stuff, kept an eye on the AI landscape, monitored the AI situation, and I think that the future of AI is pretty exciting. We need to talk about it, start using it, and also don't have to slack on it. Otherwise, we are going to pay a higher price in future to basically use all of this. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. It would be interesting to see your thoughts and have a conversation around this topic. One thing that I've seen is that my feed is full of AI related stuff and humanoid related stuff. Also, do let me know what your feeds look like. We'll see each other in the next video. I'm gonna end the stream on all my platforms, and hopefully we'll get approved for the TikTok live streaming, where I'm gonna be just streaming straight from the desktop onto TikTok. So let's see if it gets approved. But for now, we are streaming everywhere else. Okay, guys, see you soon. Stay blessed.